Hi, everybody. Sorry, we're over here fangirling and being excited. I'm going to go fix this up. So Nate's going to run intros while I make sure I get all my cool art share stuff ready.
Am I?
Yes,
Holy
sir.
shit. All right. We're going to go just on Discord from one side to the other. We'll start with David.
Hey everybody, I'm David, and I play Batran Yorl, the human witch warlock.
And tossed it over to Zach.
Hi everyone, I'm Zach. I play Doran, the Dragonborn Barbarian.
Sarah.
Hello, I am Sarah. I play Monk Samiel, the tiefling sorceress bard.
Canon. I'm Nate. I play
Samiel.
Soren, the elf blade singer rogue. Maddie.
I am Maddie. I play Isadora, the gun tank half-elf.
Josh.
I am Josh. I play Jaeger Hellstrom, the gunslinger alchemist.
And last but not least, the big man, Ben.
Thanks for the gift stuff, Monstrefax, who's been like the most awesome person hyping us up too. Side note. I'm Ben, DM the DM. I play all these other voices in my head for the group. Yeah, the awesomeness that Monsterfex has been doing recently. I don't know if you guys noticed, but like I was just getting ready to tweet today, and Monsterfex is like, people are talking about, hey, who do you want people to sponsor for streams? And Monsterfex is like, these guys, do it. And it's just like pinging people to come look at us. Like CZ and Peku, she like told them to come look at us. So we hope that they come hang out one day. That would be super cool. But okay, so we're gonna do that. So out of the absolute fucking kindness of her heart, hi mom.
Hi, Mom.
I gotta make sure
Hi, Mom.
copy hi mom and paste, enter. There we go. So out of the absolute kindness of our heart, if you're not hanging out in our Discord, you should be, because people post amazing art in there all the freaking time. And Sam Bone like just messaged me yesterday and was like 2 days ago and was like, yo, you want some goodness? And sent me some new things. So Sam went ahead and did apparently all this amazing new artwork just to freaking just give it to us, and still blows my mind. So should we do one at a time or the group first?
Oh God.
One at a time.
Yeah.
One at a time. So the first one that I have loaded is Jaeger's art.
Mine.
Ooh.
Let me see if I can move Jaeger here. Let me get him pulled back up to the top so I can move it around a little bit more.
Oh.
But we'll get that loaded up there. There's Jaeger.
That's so cool.
I'll be Sam, like in a little while, if you want, feel free to just like post these all to the art share channel too. I'm gonna share the high res files
there it
to the
is.
group so that they can see it. But there's Jaeger.
Oh, so dope.
The little grenade in the one hand.
Oh my god.
I do want to point something out. My favorite detail I'll point out after we're done too, so don't let me forget to point that out. Next, let's go with Doran.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Let me try to
Oh.
scale
He's
this
so
down
tall.
a little bit. He is so tall. I gotta like rescale the image here so we can see him.
That's a big
He's
boy.
a tall boy.
Very tall.
He's so cool.
Yeah, we do have a group shot that will pan across to show you everybody too.
I love the reflection on like the bottom side.
Oh yeah,
That's
yeah,
such
like
a
the
cool-
glass reflection is so cool. All right.
The horns through the hat.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
different.
Sick.
Next, our newest member, Isadora.
Ooh. Dang.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's
hell
so
yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Sick.
Welcome to our D&D session where we sit here and nerd out over Sam's art, because
Yeah.
that's all we really want to do.
Them's the rules.
Sam's the
Mother
best.
apologies. Mother apologies.
Mother.
You did have to move. Yeah, she had to tuck some spikes to make his little hat fit.
Yeah, that's
love
fair. That's completely fair.
it. So
He's a spiky boy.
we do appreciate Isadora, our big old muscle mommy, in her garb. You can still see the muscles rippling underneath. It's so intimidating. So let's go ahead and put her biggest fangirl up next. There's Max. The Sarah squeal.
No.
That is so pretty. I love that look.
The
That's so
coat
amazing.
is so nice.
Oh,
It's
I
so
love it.
good.
I love the sparkly sleeves all the way out at the end for her. Like, even though there's
Yeah.
like she's got her dragon scales on her hand, but then the sleeves are like a dragon scale print, so they're reflective and super cool. Yeah, very cute.
Yay.
What if you call it the little the shawl bit of the coat is really cool.
Hmm.
Yeah, I like that detail.
Next, let's go with Soren.
Ooh,
Oh, yeah.
Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god.
So
Oh my
Ezio.
god.
No.
Oh my god.
gosh.
He's so
Sick.
Oh my god.
in there.
yeah, Astrid's hanging out.
Fuck, that's so cool.
Oh.
Ah!
I'm just amazed every time I see artwork by Sam. I'm just like,
Dude.
Yeah, you ready for this? I don't think you guys are really ready for this one though, because this is so fucking heartwarming and gorgeous. Botrin and Spackle.
Aww.
I love it.
The dagger.
The dagger's hanging
The
there.
dagger, the new dagger.
Oh my god, Spackle. Oh my god, Spackle.
You're holding hands.
She's like holding on to him, like, Dad.
All the little like trinkets and stuff that like Botrin has dangling off of him is so cool.
I know.
I love the
It
coat,
designed
too,
your
like the
dream
overcoat.
fit and made them wear it. This looks so comfy. So yeah,
Oh my
let's
God.
So
hide
good.
that and we'll get the big group shot in again.
Wow.
Yeah.
So let me pull that up.
Scale.
There's the big group shot. Thank you again so much, Sam. These are
So cool.
amazing,
You're
and
amazing.
I don't know why we deserve you. So I want to point out
So
my
cool.
favorite bit on this as we
the
kind of
pin?
pan across. If you look, every
The
one of the
Midnight
members of the Midnight
Parliament.
Parliament has their emblem except for Isadora because she's not received one yet.
Oh, that's
So
right. Oh, shit.
Isadora doesn't have one, but
Oh,
Soren's
my gosh.
is like hanging on, or Jaeger's is hanging on his like right fold near the top there. Botrin's is hanging from their waist. Maximiel, of course, has their Stella Tenuum necklace on, and then the pin up on the upper left lapel. Doran, I think, is the only one that's like wearing his on a necklace in the middle there, and then Soren's got his pinned to his vest.
So cool.
So
The
cool.
details.
We are
man.
not worthy.
Oh,
Oh
no. I'm
no.
so glad to
Damn, you're the
cry.
best.
Sam is
God damn.
amazing. Yeah.
When Sam messaged me privately about this, I was like, holy crap, yes, this is going to be amazing.
Sam did absolutely phenomenal work.
The initial part.
Wait,
Oh,
what?
yes.
Oh my god, I love it. Oh my god. Oh my god, I love it.
Oh, wait,
No. Sam, that is the exact right amount of dignified. That's exactly,
That's
oh
perfect.
my god. Yeah, if you're not in the Discord, you got to join the Discord to see that little tidbit of information that was just posted because that's gorgeous.
oh my god.
Oh
That is amazing.
Typical Astrid behavior.
my
Yep.
god. Yeah, we'll have to. I don't know where the group shot went. Why is it like not showing anymore? Ah, the whole thing is broken. Let me share the group shot one more time.
That's so funny. Saving that.
Anyways, absolutely amazing stuff, Sam. We can't thank you enough.
I do wonder how much Spackle has been mimicking Astrid or vice versa. Their behaviors.
Definitely. Sam. Why is? Hold on. I have to go solve something really fast. Excuse me.
Oh.
But anyways, while I'm solving this really quick, let's go ahead and kind of recap a bit of what we did last week. If you guys would like to, that would be fantastic, so I can solve this problem really fast here.
Group effort.
Group effort.
I don't know, Nate. You're the lore master.
Heyo.
You're the note taker though.
I just remember
Double burn.
celebrating and getting lit and doing having a legendary arm wrestling match.
Before the
And then
fateful stab.
the mood being
And then, yeah,
immediately
just as-
killed.
Doran was like being all gentlemanly, getting stabbed in the side.
Yeah.
Fucking.
We talked to the fox guy in the tower. I forgot his name already. God damn it.
What? You forgot the
his
guy's name who I have to go refer to in my notes because I can't remember either because I went crazy with notes.
He was the guy whose name I didn't have.
Starts
written
with an
down the
R.
first time.
Hold on. Scrolling.
Scrolling.
I also never wrote it down because, like, I didn't get it. He's a kitsune.
Yes.
You're all
I know
terrible.
the
It's
guy-
Rubrus Devona.
Rubrus. Yep.
Rubrus. That's what it was.
Rubrus.
I have it. Just was reading.
Oh, it's all good.
Yeah, I
Rubrus?
remember. I didn't write it down because I had never heard that name before, and I was like, "The fuck." We'll get to it later.
Because I made it up
Rubrus
as far as I
Devona.
know.
There we go.
Rubres Devona. Yep.
Oh,
Oh, close enough. I mean, shoot. I mean, did you try out my latest dragon name that I introduced this last week?
Oh God.
Here, we'll post it into chat there. Yeah, I mean, I don't know why you did not have a sub, Sam. I had to go fix it immediately.
Oh no. Zephoralavix.
Sephora Lavix.
Good job. You did it.
Holy shit.
He goes by Zephyr.
that's
Okay.
So, yeah, we don't spell names appropriately here. But yeah, last week there's a lot of celebration. Last time we played,
cool. Cyorion is a zoo.
Cyorion is a zoo as far as you guys are concerned. People from
He's
other
been back and
worlds
forth
came
a
and
bunch of times.
came and visited you. Probably talked about too much stuff in the world building stream last week. However, you all had basically found out that he doesn't know shit really in terms of like who Amana is, like what's going on. He's convinced though that something with the anchors is super important, and you guys had heard that term before, so you guys were probably like, yeah, we should probably figure out what Amana wants to do with the anchors and what that whole deal is. So the consensus was chase down this agent of Amana, this duke, one of the two dukes, Galaxilin being one of them. This guy got away with the stuff, and Galaxilin died to have it. And there's a giant gray hair in my beard. I'm gonna die in 10 years. I'm not immortal. Oh no.
Dang, Doran.
I'm having a moment.
Good lord, Sam.
Sam posting more stuff. I don't have Discord up when I'm.
Oh
Good.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
Jesus.
yeah.
The muscles.
Jesus.
Oh lordy.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and cover Discord back up so I can focus. Whew. Lord, I'm gonna need another sip of wine here. Oh my gosh,
This is woof.
it's getting hot. So,
That is a slab of beefcake right there.
yes.
Beefcake.
So we had no idea, like, really what was going on exactly. So, I mean, the decision was made that you guys needed to go, of which, you know, why we have our cool new winter fits, because literally you need to go across the world and figure stuff out. To a place.
Stop Protectorate had been scouting after Mydatona's fallen, and apparently the undead arrived by the sea from a single point, which is great because they can just walk on the bottom of the ocean.
Yep. They were just kind of walking across the ocean from Holderima. For those not in the know, Cyorion is a tidally locked world. So the fact that there is a frozen rime of frost that is perpetual on the edge of the world, and it is not flat Cyorion. Guarantee it. 100%. I'm pretty sure someone asked our friendly older gentleman there if Rubrus, if the world was flat, and he was like, "What? No."
No, it was on the back of a turtle,
It's something like that.
which I think totally makes sense. Okay.
Like it's a half Dyson sphere. Okay, it just
Yeah.
Oh no, the half Dyson spheres around the sun. We've gone over this.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what creates the day-night cycle.
Yeah. It's another turtle.
It's just the turtle's shell that just sort of.
I love you guys. Goodness. So the decision was made, and you guys were told that you would be funded by the Adventurers Guild and the city of Busat, because basically the government had been infiltrated. The Luminary Academy, the Adventurers Guild, and some of the remaining power structure of the militia have taken over the city, and they're not enacting martial law, but they're really kind of like trying to get the government back in place. There are still some government officials that were not agents of chaos, as it would seem. Seem to be pretty good people and are trying to fix things. So the city's in good shape right now. It's not at risk, but apparently the world is. So you being told you were the most powerful heroes here were elected to go on this mission, to which every one of you I think scoffed at that and went, really, you have no one better?
All of us were like,
We're the heroes. Oh, this town is so screwed. Yeah.
But you were told that you guys could leave with a group by land, and some vessels would be meeting you in Brisbane. One of which is the initial scout that decided he needed to, redeem himself a little bit. Maximiel's old buddy, old flame maybe, who was left in, I don't know who he was. There was some weird, he thought there was an attraction, but he was also dead, so you never know.
He did?
He was a weird guy.
This is news to Max.
News to
I
Max.
suspect he was wrong.
He was very wrong.
Well, I mean, who wouldn't have a thing for Max?
He did, and then he got stabbed, and then she was mad because he wasn't dead when he got stabbed, and so now he feels like he has to make it up to Max. So he's out there trying to be a better person.
Yeah, he had a thing for this other fella. He had a thing for the other dead guy.
You really don't think I would put myself into a character that's, poly and so is just
Good point.
Thank you. And he's out there trying to make amends and make the world a better place. So,
Love for everyone.
he's supposed to be meeting you all in Brisbane with information about where to land, and take you off to the frozen edge of the world. And you left the tower, were partying with the citizenry, essentially. Lots of arm wrestling and drinking going on as you guys were preparing to make your way out of the city the next day. And during the midst of the partying, of course, somebody had to get stabbed, and that somebody's always Doran, apparently. And it
Can't just have a good time ever.
can't just have a good time.
Thanks, Doran.
And I think you guys were heading back towards, or some of you had gone back to Soren's Arcanery to clean things up, and you guys were asked to come to the Adventurers Guild, where at the Adventurers Guild there was a small set of recruits, basically, that kind of were holding things down and got unalived in a very brutal fashion. And in blood scrawled on the wall was something to the effect of, "Do not harbor the heir of Argenthrixis." And at that point, Shatha and Mateo were like, "You guys should probably go tonight." As they had,
just so that they could issue an offering of allyship for us.
Yeah, that's a weird way to go about making friends.
Make it make sense.
the
man.
Fangs of Kirmi trying to make friends.
Yeah.
Isn't that what we had assumed from that? That they were trying to ally themselves because of the note that she left on the stab poison dagger,
Yeah.
that they wanted to ally with us against Amana?
Or did we horribly misread the
You
situation?
horribly misread
Yeah.
the situation.
Oh,
I didn't pick that up at all. I was like, oh, they're like, screw you and whatever you got going on. We don't like you. Stabby stab.
we had a whole discussion about how they were trying to ally with us.
Yeah,
We had
and
a
as
discussion.
a GM, I'm not going to step in and let you and correct you when you're stepping astray.
Wait, so what did the note say? Because I thought that's what it said.
Something about that that they failed and that they're gonna get revenge on Amana, I think. I didn't get all of it down.
So this could have been too subtle and possibly my fault, but the Fangs of Kirmi that were going into the vault below the city were cooperating with an agent of Amana, and they were betrayed. And the Fangs of Kirmi were trying to usurp the leadership of Busat and take over. So not only now are you guys on the hit list, but Amana definitely is, because she was clearly she was using them as pawns as well. So thinking back over the events of days, maybe that evening, is like you're drawing connections. You go, no, these guys aren't trying to be our friends. They're just now pissed off at everybody.
Yeah.
That means we gotta
I
be
thought-
careful, because if we are kind of serving one of their purposes, which is to take down Imana, they might do the whole kill two birds with one stone situation and find a
could.
way for things to line up and take us both out at the same time, and let us do all the dirty
The
work.
majority of the people that were captured and killed as forces of the enemy, besides the hordes of undead attacking the city, all of the agents inside the city were Fangs of Kirmi. Anybody who died fighting, and most of them who were taken prisoner immediately popped that capsule and melted their face off.
Fuckers.
It's very clear that this was intended to be a multi-pronged strike that one group ended up taking massive advantage of and gaining a huge upper hand, and the other one got really fucked and left for dead. And so now they are violently lashing out like a cornered, caged dog.
Okay, so the letter that she stabbed into Doran was not them saying, "Hey, Imana fucked us over, so let's work together and fuck her
No,
over
it
back."
was Amana fucked us over. Now we're going to kill you and her.
Oh, okay. Oops.
And then,
What's the point? We
We're
already
like,
know
we're gonna
that you
get
wanna-
to her. We're gonna get to her first.
out of character,
But we'll
because they're
find a way to get
dragons
you
and fuck
to-
everybody else. They hate everybody right now.
Nah.
I asked Doran for dragon feelings on dragons right now.
Yeah. What the fuck, Doran?
It's a whole fucking thing. Okay, listen, you have the one dragons that it's a mess.
Oh god.
I'm part dragon. That just doesn't make sense. It just seems a bit redundant.
Well, you have not been to the
Wait.
homeland.
Are tieflings part dragon?
No, she's
No,
draconic
she is.
bloodline sorceress.
Just she is.
Just
Oh.
special.
And they're part of the
Because-
same
Have the
dragon. That's the
nails.
fun part.
The same
So-
dragon wizard who experimented on her with phenomancy also experimented on me with phenomancy. And so we have that weird connection.
Oh. Those are details that I was not aware of.
We'll
Are you
talk
guys
about
telling
it
her
on the
those
trip.
actual details?
Well, we'll talk about it on the trip.
Yeah,
Sorry, but
that's road
we'll
conversation.
fill her in. Okay. I have fixed my notes.
Fantastic.
All right.
Okay, so it's been a long time since we've done this. I think I gotta go way the F back on this.
Travel thing.
The travel thing.
If we're in
Um,
a carriage, can we still do all those things? 'Cause,
You
like, we had
can.
scouts and stuff. But
So you have people assisting you, and if you do not trust them to do it, essentially what they're gonna do is take a 10 plus like the +4 that the Adventurers Guild gets working in a caravan like this. So they're really only gonna get like a 14. Or you can put yourself into a position and run one of the positions on the caravan, and then they will aid you in whatever you do. So you'll have people helping you out for it, or you can just take the job yourself.
Okay.
So there are 4 primary roles on the trip. There's a guide, scouts. Guide can only work alone. Scouts, hunters, foragers, and sentinels. And sentinels stand guard. So guide runs the trip and has the maps. Basically, I mean, you were given these updated maps, and that's why you guys have access to all the towns along the road now, is because you have an updated map of the southern flats of Katala, as well as where are my jungle markers missing? Oh, jungle markers.
Oh yeah, they're gone.
Very strange, but okay. I mean, you have access to the different regional descriptions. I'm just gonna drop these out there now because for some reason they're missing, and it's really irritating me. Spent all that time fixing all these icons, and now they disappear. Grumble, grumble, grumble. So you know the cities along the way. You guys have a map of the Busat Desert Highway, which is more or less a well-beaten road that most merchants walk when they're on foot out here. There are some small towns along the way, but very few, especially in the southern flats. It's a pretty unforgiving desert environment, and you kind of know where you're heading. So if one of you wants to guide, you can still utilize all the features, and you have the maps and the road available. You guys are basically following the road south along the southern end of the continent. But scouting for the enemy, obviously there's forces of Amana are scattered. You could run into groups of the enemy, hunting and foraging in the desert, and then as well as sentinels keeping lookout for different issues. So who wants to take what job? Anybody for guiding that wants to run the show?
It's the survival skill, right?
Yep, that's typically survival.
I'm
Yeah,
really
I think
good
that
at
was
that.
usually my job. What's that? Sorry, Maddie?
I pressed C and I pulled up the Midnight Parliament instead of my character sheet.
You have to like deselect what you're looking at. Just like highlight the map somewhere. And then hit C again.
That didn't work.
You don't have ownership of your token.
Right there.
Set it on.
Yeah, I clicked on it. And I'm still getting Midnight Parliament.
Question for you, Ben. Sentinels, what do they do again? Or for like, what is their
Lookout.
skill check?
They typically do lookout. Maddie, right hand side of the screen, there's a little person at the top. Click that to go into the actors, and then look for player characters, and just open your sheet manually.
There we go.
Baltrin volunteers
Okay.
to be a sentinel. My investigation's pretty high. So
Patron.
My survival is pretty high and I'm proficient in it. +5. What do you have?
Well,
Zach?
so little bit of
Okay.
meta. We do not discuss exact numbers. Is our only thing I'm going to stop you on.
Okay.
As a sentinel, like I'm assuming there are people traveling along this road. Would I be able to like insight check people that are coming along, kind of get vibe checks on them, see if
Yeah.
they're like
Absolutely.
okay? I'm gonna try
Yeah.
that. I
So
did not
since
get my
have
dice.
we
I don't
ever
know why.
done this? Have we ever done this system with this group? Okay.
yes.
Yeah, just remember, like, your normal daily travel is going to be just run-of-the-mill normal stuff, but there is, based on the length of the travel, there's a number of events that are events of note. So that's why, that way we can kind of montage the travel a little bit, and we're not stuck here traveling for days across the desert landscape. We don't want 6 sessions in the desert again.
Max will take foraging.
Okay, so Max is going to help with hunting and foraging. Now, again, you guys can take, those of you that don't take a job can definitely just like hang out in the caravan and, you know, just walk. You don't have to do a function if you don't want to. Who was, anybody scouting?
I can scout.
And who was going to guide, since you guys were doing that? Or you can turn it over to Shoutha. I think Shoutha was walking with you guys.
Go ahead and guide.
Go on.
Yeah.
Anybody
What
want
was
to
the name
aid?
again?
Standing guard, basically, like keeping a lookout for the group. Anyone
I'll do
want to, you want to provide aid on that one? Okay. You guys will work together on that. Anybody want to aid on scouting or hunting and foraging?
I'm spoken for.
Cool. Oh, you are spoken for? I don't have you on the list. What did you say? I'm sorry. you-
Sentinel, just doing insight checks on people on the road.
Oh yeah, you're just talking with people on the road. That's fine. We can definitely do that. Okay, cool. So Dorn, let me get from you then. This is fairly hostile terrain. It's just desert. It's definitely not nice. Let me go ahead and get a departure roll from you.
And that's a D12, right?
The departure roll is a D12 plus your survival check, or so whatever your survival bonus is. And how long is this
So
one?
that will be a 15.
Nice. We're just gonna rough cut this really quick. Man, I cannot wait until your other, like, your love project is done for me, Nate, and we've standardized this because all these hexes are standardized to 12. I've got really crappy standards. The rest of my games are standardized to 24. So you guys have a total of 708 miles to go. Yeah, 59. 59 hexes. Sorry guys, just doing some quick maths. I was, busy dumping everything on freaking all the new cities and stuff that I was putting up. Since you guys are going to be traveling on foot at a normal pace with a caravan, luckily this is by road at a normal pace, so unfortunately it's a long travel. Okay.
Did we long rest before leaving, or did we
Yes,
take
everybody.
Okay.
You guys can
Oh.
grab a long rest in the caravan as you're like leaving that first day. So everybody, feel free to grab a long rest, please.
Yay!
I'm not gonna die.
Every time I work with this, I look back and I'm like, I really need to fix this so it's a little easier to find certain things. But thankfully, next campaign will be off of this. Again, systems that you must build, right, Nate?
Yeah, exactly. You specifically must customize it.
We were talking about amazing things since we put in some alternate classes. Those of you that are playing Valda's classes did not get exposure, and these guys are playing some awesome new class options, which is super fun for some of these marshals and for our sorceress. Okay, what was your total roll? One more time for me, Doran.
Was a 15, a 9 on the die, plus 6.
Yo, kitty.
Oh.
Unfortunately, in a desert environment where people are kind of after you guys a little bit, a little tough. $15, you said?
15.
Still, with a good roll like that, you guys got a good mission. You have maps. You know the area. Some of you have good guidance along with the Busat chapters of the Adventurers Guild. People who know this place. So nice. You guys actually make this a little bit easier on yourselves. Because of that roll, all of your terrain types give a difficulty of -1 for all their checks. So instead of being hard, they're just going to be medium checks, which is great for you guys. Making things a little bit easier. So let me just roll a quick DM roll really fast. Okay. Let's just start with Sarah. Sarah, why don't you roll me a D12, please? And then Sam, if you are listening in chat, I'm going to ask you to roll a D12 for me at home, Sam, and post it in the chat. And you're going to do one of these things for us.
Yay! Roll well.
Audience participation.
Roll well.
We love our audience participation. So I'm going to ask Sam to roll one. Who else do we have hanging out with us today? Still Chewy's here, and Mom. So Mom, if you've got some dice, Mom, roll a D12.
You have pink dice that are on the bookshelf in the dining room unless you move them.
Hey. Sam got an 11. Mom, go ahead and roll a dice for us, a D12 if you're available. If not, we'll get you another time. And let's see, still Chewy's here too, or whoever's watching, just besides Mom and Sam, who we've asked for. Whoever puts the next D12 roll into chat can just can provide me with something interesting.
Chris, you should roll.
Just whoever gets one up in the chat first. Besides that, so Sarah, what did you get?
A solid 4.
Solid 4. Sam just threw another number into chat.
So it's got a 12. It's fine.
A 10.
Mom got a 10.
bad.
Okay.
That's great.
Maybe.
Oh my gosh, Sam, amazing.
We'll see. We'll find out.
You gotta hope so, right? So let's go here. So we're gonna put a quick note here. Give me 1 second. Add a note to this. Partying for Brisbane. Everybody can do this note. That's fine. So on day 3 here, we're moving into our 4th month of the year. As a reminder for our viewers, 56 days in a month in Cyorion, only 4 months in a year that coincide with the seasons. We're at the 1st of Felloc. which is referred to also as the cold.
Fitting.
It starts to get very chilly. Oh yeah, you know things. Starts to get super, super chilly in the evenings in the desert here, especially along the coast. And by evening on the third day, you all run into families beleaguered walking down the road toward Busat. They seem exhausted, very worn. They have very few supplies on them. And Soren, go ahead and give me an insight check as they're coming up.
Does the 26 from earlier count, or roll a new one?
Oh no, 26 from earlier is just fine.
I just put it in the chat, like up before the Jaeger's 4, whatever that is. Oh, recovering charges. It was before the long rests. But I can roll again if you want.
I'm a GM and it gave me Isidora's token.
Whoops.
Yep. All good.
29.
What'd you get? 29?
29.
Yeah. There's two families kind of walking together. There's in the first group, a father, this strong and weathered man. He carries this small bundle of like the very last of their belongings on their back, while the mom's holding the hand of their young daughter. Both of them just look afraid but slightly determined, and the child's carrying a worn teddy bear along with her. The second family, the mother's got these big scrapes and cuts down her arm, and she's kind of leading the way, and she's got a rusty old sword strapped on her side. The father's helping carry their injured young adult son. From what it looks like, he's got makeshift bandages, wrapping wounds around his face and legs as he's limping. But these two families are kind of marching towards your troop down the road, from the area, or from the road to the east, or the west, coming east by the third day. With your roll, I mean, these guys are beat up. They got caught in something, and they're beleaguered, exhausted, and just trying to make it somewhere, likely Busat from here. So what would you, I would say, Soren, Botcher, and Isadora, like the scouts notice these people first. Jaeger, you and the other scouts kind of like give them a once over, don't determine their problem, and just keep moving along, since they're walking on the road and they look like citizens. But those of you back in the caravan, what do you want to do as this group is kind of passing you by? They look like they're in pretty rough shape. Go ahead.
Okay.
Hmm.
So.
Actually,
Max-
1 second, Max, because you're out hunting and foraging. So Batra and Isadora and Soren are our first three that I want to go to on this one.
Okay. It actually involves Max, because I know she has that thing of endless water.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna.
No, you can definitely like send somebody out to get her if you guys want to stop her.
Okay.
Quick.
I think that would be my first thing. Just like go find Max, have her get the water jug thing.
Do you want us to stop? We'll stop the caravan. You guys have like a couple carts and some mules or some camels that are like dragging this stuff through the desert. And you just walk on. It's at a standard pace. You're not slowed by these animals. They're used to the desert, and it's a pretty well beaten road. But the caravan's got scouts and foragers, so if you want to stop it so that they're not moving forward at that steady pace, then you can. They got a horn that'll signal everybody to come back.
When we've had to do errands thus far, like if there's been like a, I don't know.
Anytime you guys have
go
like
get something.
Yeah, anytime you guys have stopped to do something, they've got a couple horn calls that'll either tell everybody to just like hold their position, that tells them that the caravan is stopping for a moment. There's other ones that are just like, come back to the caravan, we need help. Then there's, just like stopping for the night. They'll do, so they've got a few like bugle calls basically that'll call everybody home.
Okay. Then yeah, tell them, yeah.
So they'll call for everybody to stop at this point, and then a runner will go out looking for Max. Batra and Isadora, what are you guys doing then?
Yeah, Isadora will jog up to the family and ask if any of them have life-threatening injuries.
Well, the boy's taken a few hits, but easily as Dad starts talking, he's like, "No, Dad, I'm fine. No, we're fine. I'll be okay. It's It's superficial. It'll heal up fine. I've had worse.
Is he full of shit?
Okay.
I mean, the wounds don't look infected or anything. They're pretty grievous. You can see that the leg bandage is bleeding from the knee and the front of the shin pretty badly. He's got a long recovery ahead, but just being near them, you don't smell anything rotten or infected right away.
He's like not gonna bleed out.
No, these guys are
Is no
dusty.
worry.
They've been walking for days.
Okay.
Vatran will approach the lead man there and produce 2 platinum coins, and this should, help along with whatever your needs.
I don't think I've ever seen this much money. I mean, I appreciate it. Should we reach Basat, all will be fine, I think, but... Well,
Should. Do you have any suspicions you won't?
Well, if I walk into Busat in this condition holding 2 platinum pieces, I'm likely to be beaten and robbed.
I mean, I could break up the platinum into something smaller.
You should probably just keep it. I appreciate the gesture, but we're hardy folk. We'll be fine.
At this point, Batron would like to give one of the platinum coins to Spackle, and Spackle will give it to the little girl on the side. Slip it into her pocket or something like that.
Spackle, holds out a little finger and cuts open the back of the bear and slides the platinum in and just re-stitches it with her finger while the little girl's watching. Kind of winks at her. And this little girl's just not sure what the hell she's looking at. First of all, it's a small ghost child. But this
dead girl.
It's a little very faint thank you. She doesn't understand what was just given to her.
I'll patch the boy up for 12 if he's looking injured.
He looks pretty injured. There's some herbal medicine on him. They've got a few things, and he kind of steps on the leg. That feels a lot better.
Long road still, you need your strength.
Yeah, you know how it is. You get an injury, it sets in for a couple days, and magic doesn't do as well, but we appreciate the kindness.
Are any of you low on water or rations?
Then the mother kind of speaks up as Max is approaching. The mother from the other group. We haven't. I think we've had anything besides old moldy bread for a day, and the water's running low. We know the next oasis is another day's march. There's 6 of them total. It's 2 families.
She will take 6 out of her 10 rations that she has and give it to them.
They immediately break off pieces of the, these kind of, the rations are typically paper wrapped packages of dried nuts and fruits and meats, things like that sustain long term on the road. They immediately hand out pieces of dried fruit and meat to the children first. And they're just a little bit, don't eat too fast, you know the rules. And so they're taking little bits of it and chewing for a long time, but all of them incredibly elated at the point now that the parents are just tearing up and they're like, thank you. We need to make it to Basat.
You need that more than I do.
I appreciate it. Max, you're at the situation now and see what's happening.
Max is grabbing cups and pouring water into them, and then she'll ask, do you guys have water satchels that I can refill?
Yeah, we have water skins. Here, Henry. And he has a little sling on his bag, and he pulls out this water skin that he's been carrying alongside. He and Dad have been kind of lifting it. And then the father from the first group undoes his sack, and he's got a big water skin as well.
I just fill them all, and then I will fill up the cups with warm water, and give prestidigitate tea flavors because it's getting cold, and so make them taste peppermint tea, or for the little girl I'll do hot cocoa, and pass those out to everyone.
Her eyes light up at the thought of hot cocoa. How much longer are you all walking today? It's probably 3 in the afternoon. You guys have probably got another hour or so before you make camp.
Probably another hour or so before we make camp.
Can we do you think you could camp early tonight and we could stay with you and get some rest? We haven't slept while on the road. Some protection would be nice.
Of course. I mean,
Can I insight check that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Max says, of course, before the insight check.
Yeah.
It's what do I? It's the. It was a little roll, but I have that thing. Let's treat it as a 8, I think. What the fuck is
Yeah,
it?
you have a treat as an 8 feature. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. 18.
They're exhausted, and this is a fine line for these people. The body language is all there. They feel awkward asking for anything, especially people in the Busat Desert. Like, these are hardy folk. And the big insight comes in the fact that, you know, these people are all in fear of something.
They got attacked by
woman's
something.
carrying the sword. One of the children, like the young adult male, is injured. You know, they're in rough shape, but they're making their way.
Where is Jaeger at this point in time?
Everybody else was kind of like was horned and signaled to just hold position.
But where is Jaeger?
He's out scouting.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Up
In
on
the
a grassy
desert.
knoll.
I'm right behind you.
Let's
I was just gonna
call
find him and
everyone-
go, you should probably use that little eye thing of yours.
Can Max
Let's
cast...
call everybody
Max, what?
and make a decision.
Can Max cast mending on the lady's sword?
Yeah, it's
Right.
rusty and pockmarked. It's an old iron sword that's seen much better days. Mending at this point with a weapon this old, like, it doesn't repair the damage of time, but it puts a good new shine on it. Like, when you mend this, you can still see the pockmarks, but it's like someone took like a strong steel brush and like really polished it up, fixed that edge some, but some of the chips and pockmarks are all still there. But you get it, like, if you cast mending on it just very briefly, it shimmers like it's brand new, and then the pockmarks reappear, and this is much nicer, thank you.
Of course.
Um,
Yeah. Is there anything else that you need fixed up?
No, we're okay. This is more than enough, thank you. I hope that we just don't run into more of those, well, you would call them our old friends, but, you know, whatever they became.
What happened?
We, I would prefer if we could share that story privately without the children. And she, like,
Ones go to bed.
nods to the tiny one.
Right.
Sure, they've heard enough.
Let me, if anybody is willing who's right there, let me get a medicine check from anybody who's kind of in that area. One person that would wants to try it, and you can do it with aid because there's a lot of you guys hanging around now.
I can do it.
So
With aid?
that means you get it at advantage. And
I did not.
since Maddie put it out there, that's the roll.
But I didn't do it with aid.
So if you mouse over it and click the plus,
Womp womp.
okay. All right, so for helping this family, since you guys did not succeed on all of your rolls, you guys are going to get +1 to your arrival roll, which is helpful. And then somebody besides Josh and Doran, since he did not speak up. So a D for Soren. You have been randomly selected. Soren, you gain inspiration until you fail a roll for the travel.
Okay.
So you feel a good, like a strong connection to these people, the salt of the earth of Busat, and you're inspired by their tale.
Does that stack on top of my attempt to spell British correctly inspiration from the world?
So you can hold on to that until after the travel.
Okay.
Yeah. So they will talk with you guys if you guys want to set up camp and call everybody in about an hour early. It's not going to cut your travel down too bad. So everybody gets called back to camp, and you guys sit around campfires and chat with these folks, get them fed, get the kids some good rest. Max goes and sets up blankets for the younger kids in the wagons. They clear some of the space that allows them to stay stay warm within those the wagons that are pulled by the two camels you have with you, and get them some good sound sleep. And they're both, after they're full and have some water in them, are out really quick. Thanks, Pullet, for subbing. Good to see you back, buddy.
Oh, cool.
Well, it's on his 3-month streak. Ooga booga.
Max will make sure that they have warm cups next to them full of water for if they wake up in the middle of the night.
And the young girl gets like halfway through the hot chocolate and is just like holding it and falling asleep, looking up at you. You kind of catch her in the last minute as it starts to spill, and you manage to like quickly prestidigitate the liquid before it gets all over her, and set her up with a warm cup next to her bed.
How did the scouts get recalled? By horn?
Yeah, by horn. There's a horn signal to call everybody in at the end. It's a pretty common signal that you guys hear. Like at the end of the day, someone's like, we're going to set up camp here, or you guys report back that you found a camp, and then they'll call the foragers and the sentinels and scouts back in.
Okay, I want to take an extra minute and just be like kind of like the last one to come back, but I was going to do this regardless of the meta knowledge. I want to use my monocle and see invisibility and just scan the tree lines and everything coming back, just because we've made noise with the horn.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, this has been going on for a couple days now. It's like a conch
Every
show.
evening,
And I will
Every evening, Jaeger's like nervous and checking everything out.
Yeah, it will be that every time. Then I'm gonna use
the
one
damn
of those.
horn.
Yep.
Giving away our position.
No, but it's just precaution. I'll be the last one. Make sure all the other scouts returned.
Yeah, I can see Jaeger find the horn guy. You do that one more time.
It's my job, man. That's my only thing I do here. So
The only thing I do.
so they describe a fairly grisly scene to you. They held sugarcane farms near the coast, near Nankivin. This was so funny before the stream. So Nate's like, I really want to live in Nankivin, so I'm now updating.
It sounds cute.
I'm updating the Nankivin notes.
Has bad shit. All dead people.
Imana's armies came through Nankivin on their way to Basats and laid siege to that city. And they were outside of the city, and they came in from the east. It came rampaging through Nankivin. Now they said these people described the situation where they barely got away. The armies were sieging the city, and they fled down the road to the west, ended up having to duck into the desert for a time to the north and hide in some caves as the army was moving past, and a couple of these servants of Amana found them, and they barely held their own with rocks and sticks and whatever they had, and the woman had her sword, and they managed to hold up arms against 2 or 3 of these creatures and keep them at bay and protect themselves. But they were from a small farming group that lived outside Nankivin, and described the city as completely destroyed now.
Dom's dead, open inside.
Dom dead open inside. Now I gotta go update Nankivins icon because it is
We just can't have nice things.
destroyed. Listen. A whole army of people go into a place. You're gonna wreck some stuff. Talent. Got all these nice map notes. I gotta find the right one. But everything you hear from these folks is truthful. They're eternally grateful for the help that you've provided them, and the fact that now they can very assuredly make it to Busat with the rest of what they've got to hold on to. And kind of as this conversation's going on, Katha is relaying everything kind of via sending, so she's just sitting there listening to it, and you can see she's got ascending stone in her head, and she's just like whispering and it, reporting it back to Busat. And kind of after the conversation ends, she like leans in next to you guys. I let Mateo know, and they're gonna try to dispatch a small group to go scout Nankivin, see if it's cleared out and try to reclaim the city, but best if we cut across the desert and avoid contact with the city in case anything's still there.
Fucking hate the desert.
That's not ideal, but it's 2 days in the desert just to get back on the road and avoid Nankivin completely. I mean, we could bypass it close by staying on the road. The road forks south there, and it's about 12 to 20 miles off. But I mean, if they spot us crossing along the road there, we could be in big trouble. So it'd be just best to take an extra day and cut around the outside of the city. Ultimately, Doran, the option lies with you, since you're the guide. Just like describing everything. I mean, Doran's leading this venture. It's up to him.
Yeah, I'll lean into Soren and just be like, which would you rather have? 2 more days of sand or zombies?
Neither. But I suppose, given the choice, sand.
Yes, that is what I thought.
All right. Well, I recommend then she like pulls out the map and shows you over here. We kind of cut north here and then loop back around to the west.
All right.
All right. So you have an extra day or so on your journey. Not the worst, but better than, facing a horde of zombies.
During travel, can I be copying down those spell scrolls into my book?
Yeah. Any long rest type activities like copying spell scrolls,
Okay.
reading books and researching. So if you have research information you want to be looking into during a long rest, that's all stuff you can absolutely be working on in the downtime.
How long does it take Spackle to do a super tattoo?
I think Spackle was able to do the tattoos in 1 long rest per person. So if you guys had decided on your tattoos, Spackle was going to be putting them on everybody.
Yep.
I've got mine.
Yes.
Someone has my scroll though.
I have to go back and remember what I wrote for mine.
Yeah, just feel free to let everybody know what you were going to get done, and Spackle can do it over the course of a long rest. It consumes the spell scroll to do it, but then you get a cantrip tattooed onto you.
I will head to Botran and Spackle.
Okay, so that night, Jaeger, the first to actually get inked by Spackle, because I don't think Soren got his done yet, did he?
I did.
Did you? Okay, I know you sent me the design, but I couldn't remember if you got it done yet.
Where is Spackle tattooing Jaeger at? What part of the body?
His throat.
The throat? Awesome. We make have you lay flat so that you have more access, and Spackle bends over your throat and just pushes your chin back and just begins to.
Yeah. So you, at this point, I guess for you, Bontran, and anyone else watching, the innate tattoos that he have come to a point on both sides of his throat, and they've progressed since I guess you guys viewed them last. But essentially they point out in kind of like a tribal way, where it's just portions of the tribal peaks and arrows are just pointing to his throat, and I want just a circle with 2 semi-triangles pointing in, and it's the symbol of basically language in some respect, but it's essentially message, the ability to send message.
Nice.
Cool.
Okay. You had a spell scroll for message then? Because I think you guys all picked up cantrip
Someone
spell scroll.
picked it up for me. I don't have it on my
I
person.
think, was it Soren?
Yeah.
Did you go pick up, or Botrin? Did you pick them all up?
I did. I picked them all up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, we basically gave, like, Botrin already spent the money for it because they're just cantrip spell scrolls, and it was just you guys get back to us when you've decided what you want.
Right.
All right. So yeah, you get this symbol tattooed over the course of an evening, you know, laying there, tattooed onto your neck. And oh shoot, if that's the case, we should play campfire stories while everybody else is sitting around watching this get done.
All during the process, Spackle is going to be sort of whisper singing while she works.
So, Jaeger, as your neck is being tattooed, you do not have to do a campfire story
I was gonna say
your neck is literally getting tattooed. But if you remember, it's this is Dale Kingsmill's campfire stories, a story of loss, a story of gain, a story of love, and a story of pain, and it's based on the suit that you get, and then we will randomly roll to see who gets it. So let's start dealing some of these out really fast. We're gonna deal 5 cards to my deck here, if I can get it to work right. Cool. And then trying to figure out how to do this. Here it is. Deal to the campfire pile. Boop. 5 of them. So from the top down on the character list, Botrin, you have hearts, story of love. Doran, you have diamonds. It's a story of gain. Isadora, you have spades. That is a story of loss. Maximilian, you have clubs, story of pain. And then Soren, you have spades as well, story of loss. I'll give you a second to think on that. We'll roll d6 minus 1. See who we get. Our campfire story. And we are going Soren with a story of loss. So as Jaeger is laying next to the campfire, not that Spackle needs the lights, but staying a little warm as the temperature drops drastically. All of you kind of around the campfire, that those 2 beleaguered families are all passed out. The families, the moms and dads, are both like right around the cart that those kids are sleeping in, and mom fell asleep with that new shiny sword just laid drawn across her lap. There are sentinels out from the Adventurers Guild. Shatha keeps a night patrol going, as you guys are mostly working during the day, so she keeps a night patrol active so you guys can get a long rest every night as you're continuing. A short rest every night as you're continuing. But Soren clears the air after a lull in the conversation.
Just spends a few moments, like, kind of staring over at this family, specifically fixated on the mom, how she seems to be like the guardian for them with her old rusty sword and just doing the best that she can. Just reminds him of his time in the sewers, and specifically his mentor, and pretty much that last time he saw him. You know, it's miraculous that one person can somehow make such a difference to so many people. They're alive because she stood for them. I remember I'll pull out the old rapier that I keep at my hilt and never really use. I remember when I got this. I remember he told me that I would be worthy of it someday. I still don't think I am, but I've held on to it, not because I'm trying to be worthy of it, not because I even really like it. I don't. It's poorly balanced. It's very much his style. I hold on to it because it reminds me of him. I suppose, in a larger sense, what we lost down there while Everything up here was burning or being turned on itself. I don't know. It's just sort of funny. The things we hold on to when we lose someone. Look back over at the sword. I'll look at the girl. Just kind of have this brief moment internally of like hoping that this girl doesn't have to pick up that sword at some point. I'll just kind of hold that awkward pause, not really knowing where to go with this musing afterwards. Pop Astrid out and just go take a walk.
Thank you, Soren. we didn't give an opportunity for anybody to respond, and I love it. Soren just has his moment and takes a step away.
Just don't want to leave now. Bye. I've ruined the mood. Whoosh.
Feelings.
And then he walked into the dark, never to be seen again.
I know, right? They get me. The zombies get me.
Some dude around the fire's like,
Don't
can I
tempt fate.
can I roll my dice now? that was awkward.
All right. Well, as the evening kind of draws to a close, Soren, you wander off to the desert, take a bit of a walk.
Just for a little while.
Oh, you're
Clear my
muted.
head. Come back.
You
I
clear
was
your
muted.
head.
Isadora sat down next to Jaeger getting his tattoo, and while looking at her snake tattoos, she finds the point where the snake's face is like, like the jaw's open and it looks like it's lashing at something, but the eyes are just kind of pitch black. And she looks at it, and then she looks at Spackle doing her thing, and she's like, I think I have an idea for your next tattoo.
All right. Well, as you guys wrap, Spackle is like humming and kind of like looks up for a minute, winks, and goes back to her work.
Okay.
So, as you all wrap up your evening, Soren, you make your way back to the camp, and most of your companions have gotten to rest. You wake up early the next day to the sound of the family prepping to leave. They come by and shake all of your hands again, profusely thank you for all your help. You guys part ways as they make their way to Basat, and you continue heading towards the west. Soren, since you got picked on and you provided a wonderful story, and you already have like a double stack of inspiration from your permanent travel inspiration and your one freebie for trying to help me out on or spell Bradige while you were on the world building stream, you can choose somebody else to give inspiration to.
Okay. Guide. You get inspiration.
Ooh.
Soren gets
Hey.
inspiration.
Yay.
During this next leg of travel, I still have books and quote books and scrolls from lab entrance that I want to actually take the time and pour over thoroughly.
Okay.
I think I have an idea for my tattoo.
So y'all continue for 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 more days to get to that location because I didn't properly measure it out as you're moving along.
All the while not getting long rests, correct? Because we're on the road.
Yep,
or-
short rest only.
Short rests only. Okay.
Oh, jeez, forgot about that. Maximil lingering in the back of your mind as I remembered it now too. The beginning of Fetlock usually coincides with the beginning of planning for the Ashahoyan Council at the start of the next month. And that just twinges in the back of your mind as you remember that in a month's time, fake Maximil is going to be sitting at the Asherwine Council discussing the plans for Katya.
Bitch.
I kind of want. Oh, would this be a proper use of my spell slot?
Yes, do it.
Here, what? I forgot about something that I gave you that's way too powerful.
No.
So, continuing on 7 days later, as
Max.
damn it,
Max is gonna cast sending to facsimile.
you try to,
No, let me cast it.
but it's a shapeshifter, and you don't know the true nature of that creature.
But she
But
knows that it's in her form right now.
Yeah, I know
Not
who
necessarily. You know that there are at minimum 4 shapeshifters in the leadership structure of Katya right now.
it is. Can't I just target one of them?
You can target the one that you last saw as facsimile. Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'll target.
I'm
the
not
one-
saying that is going to be the correct one or not.
I don't.
You just
Just
want
so long
to
as-
you want to send your sass, you can go ahead. Just like attach it to that magical carrier pigeon and send it.
Yeah. Dearest wench, I hope everything is going poorly for you. Roses are red, violets are blue, your mom's a hoe, and so are you. Remember that nothing that you do will matter and that you suck. Bye!
Mean girl moment.
10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. No notes.
She responds back. They respond back. Oh, I wish I had a voice set up for this. Oh, it's so sad. Wait, let me see. That might work.
My cheeks hurt from smiling and laughing so much.
There's just a bunch of like
Petty-ass bitch.
strange reverb as like the multitude of voices from a strange changeling creature kind of comes through. We're closing in on your girlfriend. I wonder if her blood will taste as sweet as your uncle's.
You're fucked.
So, you all see Max just kind of like one day around breakfast does something and then kind of goes, giggles to herself in a very angry manner. But yeah, about day 2 after the family is gone. Dearest wench.
At that, Max would like to. She's gonna like pace back and forth a bit, and then cast sending to Irene.
Uh-huh.
Hi Irene. The bad guys say they're closing in on you. Please, for the love of all that's holy, be careful. I don't know if you got hurt. That's it.
She immediately responds back. That's strange. We've allied with the Akuros. I've left for pillars have a cool name now. Sorry, just gotta pull up my world map so I can get their name. My 9. I've left for the Aegorni Towers.
Yeah, man.
We're planning a rebellion. Love you and miss you. 20 points. 20 words.
Is sending, like, do you say the words out loud?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can whisper them, and they appear in the mind of the person as if they're being spoken to.
Got it. Okay.
So she saves her last 5 words for love you and miss you.
But like, as a friend or as...
Do we see her having this moment?
Yes.
There's a lot of
This
panic.
is again at breakfast. This is like right at when she goes, dearest wench.
I'll just stop eating the little piece of dried bread or whatever I'm chewing on. No, not as a friend.
But like, sometimes gal pals, sometimes gal pals kiss you and they just mean it like being friends. I've seen people
Max?
do that.
Max, take it from me. When a girl kisses you, it's because she wants to kiss you.
Yeah, but like,
Max, a voice pops into your head. It's her again. I borrowed a sending stone. I know you're overthinking this. I love you. I miss you. Once I'm done, you'll be mine. 20 words.
What?
Max. So
So
Max
is
is usually
the
very
usual,
pink.
the first 2 words back to her are,
Flames the side of my face.
The rest of you are watching tiny sparks of electricity shooting off of the ends of the horns.
Literally, sparks are flying.
Cool.
Good use.
Oh my god, was that the first 5 words of cool? So you're at 7 of your 20 now. I was choked on my wine. Oh god.
I'm glad we covered that. I miss you too. I also love you. But I'm oh boy.
That's it.
It cut off
now
after, but I'm.
Yep, you're just speaking into the ether now. God, I love the dynamic of the confident soldier assassin woman who's now leading a rebellion versus Max, the quivering former noble who doesn't know what to do with her feelings.
No,
Yeah.
don't you feel better?
Ah.
I was joking. You're not going to feel better for a while, but
Ah.
hey, at least it's out there.
Ah. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Max, it starts to
Let it all
weigh
in.
on you the realization that this woman's leading a rebellion in your name to reinstate you.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
But this is not something just a simple friend that does.
Yeah, I gotta agree with Doran.
Shoutha kind of like leans in. Max, are you gonna eat that? I'm a little peckish
ahead.
this morning.
Go ahead.
Thanks. We're getting on the road in like 5 minutes. Thanks. And she like leans over, takes Max's plate, and like grabs the additional food. This massive half-orc woman.
Huh. Wow. Yeah. That's cool. Cool. Yeah. Very
I'm-
nice.
Is Soren, is she okay? She looks like she's
Yeah.
just waking up after her first one-night stand and is a little confused.
You're oddly
Yeah.
close, honestly. You know how the
I know
Does
that.
anybody
I
have,
know
like,
that
a-
look really well. Trust
Yeah.
me.
magic communication over long distance.
Oh, yeah,
revelations, it's all very fun.
She holds up the sending stone for who she was using for Mateo the night before. Yeah, we standard issue.
Oh, right. Yes, those two.
I mean, if you
Good
can cast
old
it
Rocky
yourself.
Talkie.
Yeah.
Rocky Talkie.
Oh shit, that's right. I need to check on Philo. Oh, water off. Hey.
Go ahead.
to Philo.
Yeah,
Because it's
Just
just
that. Just hey.
just hey.
because
Just say-
it's just the back and forth one. It's not the 25 words one.
Oh yeah, it's back and forth.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He picks back up. Hi. Yeah. Soren, what's up?
alive?
Oh yeah,
you're alive.
city's still good.
Good.
The boys are making good progress. Actually, some of those older ones got jobs. They're Mateo was looking for new young blood, and they're filling ranks. Some of them got guard jobs now.
Fuck of a lot of openings apparently. Just wanted to check in. Glad you're all right. No.
I'm good, and he continues.
rock away.
You like hear the rock talking as you're putting it back. He's like, yeah, it's nice to hear from you. I hope that you check back in.
I got some really nice boysenberry jam down at the market.
Whoa, wait,
All right.
Rosemary, hold on.
So 7 days later, as you're continuing through the desert, you make your cut north through outside of Nankivin, and as you would expect, out here, the enemy abounds.
Oh.
There are, as your scouts start to return, Jaeger, you spot, just wandering groups of the undead, of Amana's agents, just mulling about the city, and near the roads, you see some dead that did not survive their encounters lay strewn about the road further south. But you find that the path you're taking, that Doran's taking you through, is cutting you out of their line of sight. You could decide to engage with them if you want, but you know that the amount of them that are nearby, you could find yourself in a bit of trouble. So you have to decide, as the scouts, with you and the rest of the groups that are out there keeping an eye on the perimeter of the group as they move past, if you want to engage or attempt to keep the group at bay and not potentially wake up an entire city of the undead. You have no notion of the number of troops inside the city, and the scout groups that are under your command are unsure if they want to go try to infiltrate the city to get a good count on numbers. There's at least 50 to 80 around the perimeter of the city, just kind of mulling about in different directions. They don't seem to be organized, but you don't know what risks are entailed.
How many uses of the tattoo message do I get per rest day?
It's cantrip.
It's a cantrip.
It's
You
a-
gain
oh, free
access to the
cast? Okay.
cantrip forever.
Dope. I definitely know who the horn guy is. Because
You know exactly who the horn guy is.
that is my mission. I will message him. And just
This guy's going to be a canon NPC forever now.
Horn guy. Like, he doesn't even get a name.
No, he does. His name is Guntram.
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 Guntram, the horn guy.
Guntram.
He's our bowpender, I guess.
Guntram.
so he will
Guntram
hear in
Lavelle.
his head. Don't freak out. This is one of your scouts. If you blow that horn for anything other than severe urgency, I will come and shoot you.
Don't freak out though.
Don't freak out.
Oh God, what is Guntram's
Don't
voice
bring
here?
Mr. Hell.
Please,
Well, he's-
Minnesotan. Please, Minnesotan.
Oh yeah, Mr. Jaeger, don't you know we'll make sure we keep that horn real quiet now. I appreciate you reaching out directly to me, sir. Thanks and have a nice day.
I hate that guy.
I mean, you want to go for it. My wife's from Minnesota. I'm pretty decent at that one.
And then I'll just, I guess, we're not going to engage. That's too risky.
Okay.
And
I
then
need you then to make. You may choose to make a stealth. Actually, you as a scout need to make a stealth check. I need people back in the group. I need one animal handling check and one perception check.
that sucks. Oh no.
That's an natural one. Him my until the end of travel advantage thing.
You want to fully abandon that?
Yeah.
Sure, I'll let that be transferable. Why the hell not?
Alright, cool.
Yeah,
So
you
now
have,
I get it
You get
until I fail.
until you fail, but you cannot retransfer it.
Okay.
This is not pass around until somebody fails.
God damn it.
Wow. Why
you
was it
lose it.
L2?
Well, you lose it now.
Bitch.
Because even
That
though
was weird.
because the 3D representation may show you something else, but the game system rolls an actual number.
Yeah, that's weird.
So you lose the advantage now because you failed your roll.
At least it's not a natural one.
I need an animal handling check from somebody in the caravan at advantage because you are aided, and then I need someone to make a perception check at advantage because you are aided.
I'm not good at either of those.
Well, first rolls out. Someone's got to pull the trigger.
I'll
All right,
go
screw it.
perception, I guess.
You got
I'll do
perception.
animal handling.
All right,
Can I
there
do
it is.
animal handling with charisma?
Shit.
Wow.
Wait. Do I have the thing?
With advantage?
With advantage.
Yeah!
Okay.
Fucking 8.
15.
Let's see. So you get you get your exploit dice was a 1. Cool. And a 15.
A waste.
You guys try to subvert the enemy and try to make your way around, but instead, between the scouts, you hear ascending back as the horn goes. The gentleman has grabbed it. Mr. Jaeger, yeah, I'm real sorry there, but I had to blow the horn because they're starting to get over. You better get back here, sir. I'm sorry. Have a good day. And the party gets besieged, and the entire caravan gets besieged.
Do we have time to act before that point?
Do we have any?
You do. We're not going into a combat, unfortunately.
Oh, okay, never mind.
So basically, we're going to roll results because I want to keep moving. I don't want to get stuck in all the desert combats as you guys make your way through with everybody. So, everybody, go ahead and roll me 2d20s. We're going to just do emphasis checks for everybody.
Got it.
And then I will roll an emphasis check for the party, the caravan. Wow. That is the first time I've had that.
12 and a 5.
I had a 19 and a 2, so the 9
Wow.
wins.
Wow.
That was for the caravan. And for the enemies.
It won't say it's me rolling because I don't have possession of my character.
You
That's
do.
weird.
You do.
It says party location.
You need
I
to
know.
select your token.
Oh.
You need to come back over here and actually click your token. You probably have the party token clicked.
Yeah, but I did click mine.
Well, then I will put you back out on the world and you can click it again. There you go.
I was
Click you
wondering if
again.
this might be a user configuration thing, but no, she
Nope,
is
she's
configured.
used-
to
There we
Isadora.
go.
Okay. So we have Soren.
At a
A
12
failure.
and a 5.
Yep. Remember, as you're doing this, it is an emphasis roll is the furthest from 10. Above 10, furthest from 10 is a positive result. Below 10, furthest from 10 is a negative result. So Soren, you are going to take from the result of the encounter 13 points of damage total by the end of it. And then I need you to burn at least 1 spell slot.
Okay. Oh, fuck, I'm dead.
What? Why
I tried to type in negative 13.
Oh my god! I was
Negative
like,
3
how are you
million.
dead? The caravan manages to hold on pretty well. You guys end up losing some rations, so you are going to be running out of rations by the time you get to Brisbane if you're not able to resupply in Segoro. We have Isadora rolled hers. Make sure you're not on private GM roll anymore, but you are for some reason, so you failed unfortunately as well.
What do I do?
Doran
Yeah.
succeeded, so Doran, you don't take any damage. Jaeger, you did
Natural 20 and a
great.
14.
Yep. Botrin, you end up getting scraped up a bit during this mix-up, and you take 10 points of total damage as you're moving through. And Isadora, you rolled a 1 and a 6. So unfortunately, you're going to take... Isadora takes 20 points of damage as you guys are going through. Now, you can short rest and use spells, and remember, you're only on short rests as you're traveling, so make sure to use spells and heal each other up. But
Max also got an 18.
You got an
That's
18, so you're fine then with an 18.
Okay.
Yep. If you're whichever is farthest away from 10, the above 10 is the positive result, below 10 is the negative result.
Should I also burn spell slots?
Nope, you didn't have to burn spell slots because you didn't have a negative result.
Oh.
So you kind of got through with cantrips. People who actually, Botchard, I need you to burn at least one spell slot.
Sure.
But you guys can now utilize spells and heal up, things like that, during your short rest as you guys are making your way through. But kind of with this, we will be going on break after this encounter. So
Song of Rest, add extra
Yay.
hit
So,
die.
we'll get the
D6.
hit points and everything figured out from this encounter as we go. But you guys managed to you get past Nankivin with a bit of a scrape as you encounter some of the patrols moving past and can't quite sneak past them.
Just tell me this from the distance, Ben. Is it cute?
It looks like it may have once been a cute city, but it is now a haunting reminder of its former glory.
Damn.
Damn. It's all right, we'll fix it.
Yep. All right, we're going to go on break. We'll be back in a little bit, folks. We'll see you in a bit. Thanks for hanging out with us. And we're back
love
with all of our
Maddie.
love for Maddie. We love Maddie.
Back on stream.
Maddie, has anybody told you how your new haircut is super cute? I hope you know that it's super
Thank
cute.
you. Well, I didn't show you. You weren't here. But
I saw the
look,
pictures. Yeah.
look, like the way that it's cut, it makes my ponytails like actually look good. They
It
have
does.
volume.
So you guys all have Sam to thank for the enemy abounding and like having to deal with all that shit because of her roll of an 11.
So those
Thanks,
weren't good rolls.
Sam. Hey, sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad. There's modifiers you don't know what's going on.
Thanks, Sam.
Thanks, Sam. All right. So we continue the next day, moving further along the road into some just absolutely torrential rainstorms. Gets biting cold when the sun's covered up in the winter and these rainstorms are hitting. So it continues on for the next 3 days until we get to some scattered clouds and just a little bit of rain affecting us on the 3rd day here. And what was our roll for that day? That was a 10 for Mom.
Thanks, Mom.
Maybe.
Please let this be a thanks, Mom.
Maybe.
Mom.
During that time, would I have been able to comb over those books and scrolls?
Yes.
Do
And
you want to just DM it to me later?
I kind of do because I feel like it may be a lot.
Okay.
And it may just like eat up the rest of the session. I'll give you that and let you like share that as you will. And that gives me a little more time because I honestly forgot to put a lot of time to it and I don't want to accidentally lore dump you too much. So let me put a.
hate that.
Oh, I know we would totally hate that. Jaeger,
Yes.
you.
I mean, no.
Yeah, it's a yes. Unfortunately. A yes, unfortunately, as the powers that ruled Imana's efforts into this section of the desert as they were making their way towards Busat, marching west. You come upon a ritual site that is set up near the road that just stinks of the magic that Amana's been using with your monocle, just like kind of coming into this place, something you've been popping on every once in a while to keep an eye out, but this is definitely one of those places I feel like you'd come into and see and want to see what was enchanted here because you just feel wrong stepping into here.
Well, if it's seeing magic, it's not my monocle, it's my goggles.
Or your goggles, yeah, your goggles. I knew you had something that lets you like see the magic stuffs, but that allows you to see some magic schools.
Peace. Yes, Spectrum Analyzer. I will
Yeah.
cast Detect Magic.
This area is disgusting with necromantic energy. And looking through some of the pieces that are left behind, it reminds you disturbingly of the chamber moving into the vault underneath Busat. Some of the magic that was used by Senna the Oathbreaker to get into the vault and corrupt that area. This place is horribly cursed now. It's near the road. It was a great staging point, but you feel moving through here would be terrible for the rest of the group. So I need you to make a investigation check as you're trying to see how far all of this is corrupting, and I need you to do that at advantage, I think, because you have the... Oh, no, you failed. Never mind.
Yeah, I don't have that anymore, but it's an 18.
An 18.
Help.
You can't. He's out on his own, but you do get it at aid because you have other people helping you, so go ahead and roll one more time.
Cool.
See if you get really lucky.
I don't. It's an
You do
18.
not. An 18, as we're coming to this is the third to the last challenge for the trip. An 18 is exactly what you needed to succeed. This is a very difficult travel.
Sick.
You do manage to find a path to get the rest of the group through this area without stumbling upon this pervasive, overbearing evil. You give the traveling party a +1 to their revival roll. So
Sweet.
You guys have a total of +2 now. Cool. As you continue to make your way through, you can investigate a little bit, but really what lingers here is a lot. It's reminiscent of the blight fields down around Guayer. For those not in the know, those fields have a name now. The places that is decaying around Guayer that was destroyed by Burrows is called the Blight Fields in the middle of the Wasteland Forest.
Would I know that?
Yeah, most people would know that. They're referred to as the Blight Fields. It is just an area of death, destruction, and ruin. You know, what is it, like 800 miles in radius now? Or in diameter. It's just growing continually.
Oh, it's growing. Good.
Oh yeah.
The Wood Elves don't know what to do about it, but that's not your guys' problem. You don't have to worry about that. So you guys managed to get the +1 to arrival roll. Do you want to linger in this place and study anything? But it just seems to have that lingering sense of dread and evil. David,
No,
roll
I've
me a
seen it.
D12, please.
I've seen it before, so there's no like wanting to know what it is, but I kind of want to find the origin point. Can I just see if it's like concentrated just here, or is it spreading to here? Is that
It's
apparent?
Concentrate. There's a ritual circle here. Someone was doing something to empower the undead here.
Oh, so I can actually see the ritual
Yeah,
circle?
There's scars of necromantic energy left in the sands off the side of the road, and you get the scouts to urge the group to like move around the road at this point, and they gotta go off into the dunes for an hour and get around this area.
Does it look like the scars that I've seen before, or are they different runes?
A little different runes.
Okay.
Not the same, but it's got that sense of pervasive existing energy that's evil. David,
Okay.
can you roll a D12 for me, please?
Yeah, I'll use it again. See invisibility. Just did.
Yeah. You get a look around, and there's nothing invisible stalking around this area.
Okay.
7.
7, thank you.
That'll be all that I do then.
Okay. All right. Oops. Yep.
You made me nervous when you asked if you could find the source. I was like, man, that's like going to Chernobyl and then wanting to find the most concentrated part of radiation.
Where's the elephant's foot?
Yeah, exactly. I was like, I don't know, man. Maybe you should just leave it alone.
Isadora
Nah.
survives a horror movie.
What?
Isadora survives a horror movie.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys pass through Sagoro. Does not appear to be. And it appears to be in good shape. You know, Sagoro is this place that's situated along the southwestern coast of Katala, along this Busat Desert Highway. It emerges as a picturesque fishing village. It offers respite, serves as more of an affordable port of call compared to Busat. It's a little bit smaller of a city, but some tradesmen will come through here and drop off their wares and sell them to local merchants rather than the massive trade city of Busat. But it's nestled right between the southern reach, or the southern flats there, and Busat, and the ocean here. Boasts of vibrant maritime culture, strong emphasis on fishing. It's very tranquil with charming coastal views, a good economy. It seems that they managed to hold off the invasion, or it did not come through here. It may have cut through the desert and made its way further south. There may have been, more than one point of entry onto Kutala. You're not sure, but Sagoro seems to be fairly safe. And you guys,
Are we stopping for the night?
not there, because you guys passed through at midday. They encourage you to keep moving through as you're kind of getting through the rainstorm, and you guys are only a few more days left from Brisbane.
Can I get my tattoo?
Absolutely. As you guys are traveling through, I mean, you guys have been traveling for almost 2 weeks now. That's kind of the point. Like, they were getting supplies onto ships for you, and they would have taken about 6 or 7 days to get to you guys in Brisbane. But rather than stay in the city, they wanted you guys to go make sure that Brisbane was safe before they got there.
Okay. So Isadora is requesting a tattoo where, part on her snake on her right arm that has the head the eyes are just pitch black, and she wants a sort of iridescent, whatever it is that Spackle does, whatever her specialty is, she wants her to fill in the eyes. And the cantrip will be True Strike, where you point a finger at a target in range. The magic grants you a brief insight into the target's defenses, and on my next turn, gain advantage on my first attack roll against the target.
So
Alright.
you'll have to take that tattoo and pull it off with your fingers to your eyes and then point.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
So
let's do
you
that.
do have to cast the spell still, but you can cast that, and then on your next attack you'll have advantage.
So it's
Cool.
sort of like that I see you.
Absolutely. I like
That's
it.
cool.
I like that. I needed something that would help me land my shots, so I was like, yeah, that's it. That's what I want.
Everyone's
Perfect.
just gonna be sitting there watching all the tattoos and watching Isadora getting her tattoo done up and just like kind of taking it all in as like inspiration for his idea for his tattoo.
Yeah,
As
and
you're-
when she activates it, you kind of see like sort of like a ghost serpent, sort of like come out, like as if the tattoo itself was coming off of her skin, and it just kind of like were to wrap around her arm as she points.
You watch as she tests it against the tree, and she pulls the snake off, points it to her eyes, and throws it out. And you see the
And the
snake
snake just-
kind of wraps
yeah.
around her head and closes its mouth. And while she expects it to like leave her eyes, the rest of you, not sure if it works. Isadora feels confident. She takes the shot at the tree, and as she goes up to fire, you see the snake coil around the gun and fire out the gun as she lets it off.
Yeah. That's awesome. Rad.
Cool.
So you continue traveling now along the coast, finding yourselves for the first time in the western jungle of Katala, the jungle of Melaname. It exudes this aura as you kind of come out of the southern desert, the southern flats. This ancient mystique as it pays homage to the swamp goddess herself. This jungle is characterized by its high humidity. It creates an environment that engulfs the air in its damp embrace. The jungle floor is marshy. Near the coast here, it's a little more solid on the rocks, but like just looking off to the right as you're traveling along, you can see the ankle and shin deep marshlands as they go into these large dense vegetations and these towering mangrove trees that are with their interwoven roots creating this vibrant ecosystem. Unfortunately, even during the winter months here, the jungle of Melaname is host to all sorts of mosquitoes and other pests. That just makes this a very irritating place to go through as you're making your way through. But during the storms of the second day, Maximiel, I need you, since you are a hunter forager, you spot some tracks on that day that looks like it may be a better meal than your rations. You know that saltwater crocodile that lives within these mangrove trees, you've heard and sampled their fare and know that they're a little more tender and fat than most. I need you to make a survival check at advantage for me. You're being aided by some of the other hunters. What do you got, Maximiel? Hope you are muted. That's
18.
18 on the money. Exactly what you needed. Everybody who has not fully healed yet using their short rests, you may heal a hit dice if you have not already, because Maximiel and the other hunters bring back a phenomenal specimen of a Melaname saltwater croc, one of these great beasts of the jungle. There's a fantastic feast for all of you. You're invigorated towards the last leg of your journey as the entire caravan kind of gathers around, and you get +1 to your arrival roll as well. So you guys are up to a total of +3 to your arrival roll. which is great. And you guys have healed up in the last leg of your journey. And after helping to bring down this game, Maximiel, and prepare a great feast, you get your skewer of saltwater croc meat, wonderfully spiced by some of the other hunters, and take a seat on a log next to Doran as you guys are all kind of wrapped up around the campfire with some tents overhead, trying to keep the rain off of you as you guys enjoy a good meal.
Hey, buddy. How have you been? You haven't really talked a whole lot since Busat. And
I have been
I'm worried about you.
internalizing. I've just been thinking about everything that's been going on.
David and Zach have been swapped.
Oh, they have.
Oh yeah, what in the world?
What in the world, indeed? I haven't changed anything. So strange.
How odd.
Continue while I fix that, thank you.
Well, I hope you've been internalizing it correctly.
In so much as that I'm probably going to have to kill my sibling when I see them.
Isadora puts a hand on Doran's shoulder. That person's not your family, just because you're related.
But it's still... I understand that it's not easy and that they were your family and still are. You grew up with them, you loved them, they loved you, and it's... We found a way to help, your friend, your childhood friend. And we can, it may be difficult, but we may be able to find a way to help your siblings too. And every single one of us is willing to take risks and to work really hard to get you your family back, or as much of it as we can.
I just sometimes wonder if I did the right thing by listening to my father's dying words to run, to escape. If I had not escaped, they would not have been conscripted into the Fangs, and they would have been safe, but they would not have been happy.
And by you escaping, you helped yourself. You left in a terribly dangerous and hurtful situation for you, and then you also saved us. I mean, where would the Midnight Parliament be without our big guy? I mean, you've saved us so many times. So, I mean, for selfish reasons, I'm very glad you left, but I'm also glad you left because, I mean, look at you. You're becoming a really cool guy. You're becoming someone so awesome and wonderful and powerful, and you're growing in your confidence and in your belief system and in your actual strength. I mean, Doran, your bicep is larger than my skull. Like, you are amazing. And the fact that you were able to leave a place that was hurting you to help yourself and eventually to help others is something that is amazing. You are the bravest son of a bitch I've ever met, Doran. And it's not easy. It is in no way easy. And I know that it feels like you may have fucked up by doing it, but no one here thinks that or knows that. We know otherwise. And you should too.
You really are very special, Maximiel.
So are you. We love you. And we will do whatever it takes for you to feel the way about yourself that we do.
Max, you're gonna make me cry.
You spot Isadora, who initially like heard something happening and wanted to join in, but then it's been just slightly wiping tears as she quietly eats her dinner, listening to this. Okay. Well, you wrap up one of the final legs of the journey with a hearty meal as you guys finish the last bit of this drag up the western coast of Katala. 3 days' time as the rains finally clear on the last day.
Jungle.
This swampy, disgusting jungle. As you guys make your way through, and you approach the city of Brisbane, nestled on a causeway that leads from the ocean into the very unique saltwater lake that's named after the jungle as well, Lake Melaneme. Brisbane straddles some of the river deltas and the channels that make their way into Lake Melaneme and supports the very strange saltwater life that lives there. I am going to need really quick from our guide as we do this. Give me a D8 plus 3 for your arrival roll.
Plus
Does he
3.
still have advantage on this because I gave it to him for forever ago on the D8?
Yeah, you get advantage on this. Get advantage on the D8 for sure.
Okay.
But as you're making your way in, the storm finally broken. The next day, as you finish out the afternoon's travel, you come into the city of Brisbane, the air heavy with the scent of salt water and bustling commerce. The harbor comes into view, revealing a picturesque scene of ships of various sizes and designs docked among the vibrant waterfront. You can hear the sound of creaking rigging in the distance as seagulls' cries fill the air, accompanied by the animated chatter of merchants and sailors. Having looked at this port, you'd think that the war never came here, this battle that you all fought just to save the city of Busad. What was your arrival roll?
That is an 8 on the die for a total of 11.
Ooh, buddy.
Literally rolled a 7 and an 8.
Your journey has reaffirmed your guys' dedication to each other and the struggle you're involved with. Your bonds have been strengthened over this journey across the desert. You've weathered some
After that
hardships,
speech.
faced dangers, persevered your faith in the mission at hand. Everybody gains inspiration in-game for 48 hours or until you fail a roll. Whichever passes
First roll.
first.
All right, let's go.
And also, everybody on coming into Brisbane heals 2 hit dice worth of hit points immediately. So you get 2 free hit dice of hit points healed back to you.
But
You-
not 2 free hit dice.
You don't have to roll the hit dice. Like, you don't have to take them away from your total hit dice pool. You just roll 2 hit dice. So you hear the animated chatter of these merchants and sailors, and strolling through the bustling streets, you're greeted by colorful mosaic of cultures and faces. This is a port like Busat, but it's the last port of call on the way north to Galea, into Utansi and Geet, some of the kingdoms of the far north. There's diverse.
Botrin has bribed the horn guy to blow the warning horn just one last time.
Jaeger, as you're coming in, you hear the sound of the warning trumpet, and you look back and Shotha's scolding him. He's like, listen, I was just so excited. I appreciate you. I'm sorry it won't happen again. Thank you very much. Can I get you a hot tea or something, Shotha? And Jaeger, you can see he's just glaring in the distance as he strolls in, as the warning horn's blown one more time. But you see traders from distant lands showcasing exotic goods. Their market stalls are lively here. The architecture bears the hallmarks of a coastal city. Buildings adorned with weathered pastel hues, intricate carvings, reflecting the city's rich history. When some of the outposts were set up, this was one of the first. The energy here is palpable, and even in the evening hours, as merchants haggle over prices, You hear taverns echoing with merry laughter and song as you're making your way through the port. The promise of adventure kind of lies around every corner. And as you come into view of the harbor, you see some of the small port taverns there. Sitting outside of one particular tavern, it has a mermaid on a rock for its station, its sign hanging out. You see her sitting on the rock as most mermaids do, but this one in particular has a bottle of what looks like rum, and she's drunk hanging off of the rock. The tipsy mermaid, this port. And 4 of you spot a familiar face. You see Rodnan sitting with a couple crew members sitting around having a drink. And he looks up, and you didn't think a dead man's face could go so pale as when he looks up and sees Maximiel in her new attire with the rest of the folks from the Adventurers Guild. He looks amongst the group and he sees Shotha as well, and he goes even more white as he looks at the group of you. I've got a room if anybody wants it. The drinks are on me. Shotha walks up and immediately punches him in the stomach as he kind of stands up straight. It's good to see you again, little man. I'm glad you took this one for the group and got us some much needed intel. You're well on your way to redeeming yourself, but you still owe me a shitload of money.
Just a shitload of money.
Yeah, she said a shitload of money. He's like, even though I don't have to breathe because I'm touched, it really fucking still hurts and kind of knocks the wind out of you instinctively. Max, good to see ya.
Hey, Rodnan.
You have new friends.
Yeah, drinks are on you.
I don't know him.
Yeah, I like the sound of that.
Or her.
That sounds pretty good to me.
Doran's got drinks on me.
you.
Oh, all of them too?
Yes.
Oh.
Everyone.
Is Diggins still with you guys? As he looks over the crowd.
Diggins not with us anymore.
Oh. You guys have lost a couple of friends, but gained new ones. Yeah, drinks are on me. We'll get Maribel. Not Maribel, sorry, I've used that name way too many fucking times. Let me just say it again.
It's her again.
It's her again. Wait, no.
The
hold on.
Maribel conspiracy.
Nope, stop. I have to brain for a second.
It's like Nurse Joy.
Just call her Max.
Nope. She's like, no. I had to think about this in the timeline. She still lives. He says, I gotta get Maribel to grab you guys something. She's inside, insisting that her porridge is better. The guy's got a stew inside, and you hear the voice from inside carrying out. I tell y'all, if you just put cornbread mix in it and quit fucking around with the recipe, it's gonna make a heartier stew for the Lottie. As she turns around with 4 mugs and drops all of them. And goes sprinting to Max. Because she had such a nice time with Max. Oh, sweetheart, I'm glad you're okay. Bless the stars, you're okay.
Maribel, oh my god.
I didn't think I'd make it out after those evil sons of bitches attacked the Fort Romwing, but we made it back, and this son of a bitch right here, and she punches Rodnan in the stomach too. This son of a bitch made his way back there, and Shotha said he owed her a thing or two, so he kind of kept me going, and I've been hanging out with him for a while now. He's kept me going, and I kept his people fed. We just got back from a trip. We sailed all the way to Holderima, if you believe it or not.
That's crazy.
I know, that's what I said. I said, here I am just, cooking stews and keeping these boys fed, and here we are out at Holderima. And we,
the end of the world.
At the end of the I seen a frost giant, I swear to God. They said I didn't see one, but he was up there walking along the ridge checking us out. And they were like, oh, it was just the wind playing tricks on. Fuck those boys. I know what I saw.
Absolutely. I believe you. How big was it?
He was huge. He's about, 25, 35 feet, if I was to guess.
God.
He was massive.
Angry?
No, not. Oh, sorry. Good to see you, young man.
Oh, hi.
How are you doing?
Doing fine. Thank you.
You got
Max,
Doran.
what
Look
do
at
they
you.
need?
Look at you, Doran. You need a bit of a food in you. Somebody get this boy a whole ass chicken. He needs one, please.
Oh, Maribel, you're too good to us. Thank you.
Two fried
entirely
chicken
too
wings
long.
and a Coke.
Yeah, 4 fried chickens and a Coke and some dry
This
white
boy
toast.
needs a whole chicken. And look at you, dear. I don't know who you are, but by gods, you're about as big as Doran. I need like 3 chickens out here minimum, please.
I'm sorry, what are your names again?
I'm Maribel, and this low life son of a bitch here is Rodnan.
Rodnan. And how do you two know each other? And how do you guys know everyone here?
Shotha kind of steps in and is like, it goes back a lot. Trust me. But Rodnan is the one who tracked the undead over to Holderima. Maribel here is a sweetheart that, insists that if she doesn't keep a steel boot on him, he's going to betray somebody again and break someone's heart. And she said if he ever did it to anybody as sweet as Maximilian again, she'd rip his undead heart out in front of him and let it see it beat its last beat. She's Maribel just kind of like wings from the distance.
I have to completely agree. I don't even know who you are, but I'm protecting her at all costs.
Oh, that's a good girl. Yeah, let me get you that chicken. And she like goes inside and starts yelling, "We're gonna need like 5 or 6 fried chickens. Hurry it up!"
Just walk over to the bar if there is one, and any bottles
Yeah,
within arm's reach.
There's plenty of bottles across the bar.
Just take one.
Someone like there's a dwarf behind the bar that kind of like looks up at you for a second, then looks past you, sees Shotha, and the eyes contact, and he like kind of just nods at her, and she's like, you clearly see all this happen. She nods back, and he's just like, "Oh, you need a cup with that or anything, or just you want the bottle?"
Yeah, I'll take a couple cups if you have them.
Oh yeah, just lean over a little farther and grab them yourselves too.
Oh.
If you can get those, you can get the fucking cups too.
Yeah,
I'll
thanks.
take the whole bottle. Unfortunately, I have a predisposition to needing a lot of alcohol to feel it.
Maribel's like, "You and me both, sweetheart."
Right.
She brings extra bottles and food and sets it out there, and just kind of gets settled around the group. She's like, "I can't believe y'all. They said you was coming from Basat. I can't believe they're out there persecuting people like me and Rodnan in the streets of Busat. Can you believe it?"
Well, not everyone, if it makes it any better.
Well, that's good.
City's a bit divided on that issue.
Well,
I mean, a lot of people don't really know about me because they don't really ask.
Well, most folks don't. I mean, you look at a touch person, you can't even tell by first glance. Shoot, I've been cooking food for about 45 years, and no one's asked me if I've ever tasted it, and it's still good as shit.
You are so amazing.
Well, yeah, you know me. They say I'm tough as woodpecker lips.
That's amazing.
Fucking
Takes
love
over
it.
the
though.
book,
I love this
writes that down
woman.
at the end.
I love this woman.
Tough as woodpecker.
I'm writing it down.
Oh yes.
Tough as woodpecker lips.
So,
Wow.
so I hear there's
You are
a
full of
couple more
infinite
ships.
wisdom.
We had a couple more ships. You guys are about a day and a half late. You know. They said you guys would be pulling into port here. I mean, I'd talk for or let Rodden talk for you, but he seems so fucking starstruck looking at Maximil again for the first time in what goddamn near like 2 months now. He can't get his jaw off the damn floor. Shut your mouth, boy. Flies will fly in there. But we got one ship in the harbor. The boys say that they stopped off at Nankivin for supplies, and one of the ships didn't make it.
Yeah, dead stuff.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. But we got 2 vessels. We'll be able to get y'all set up, and Chaltha will lead the way and help you guys get across the ocean there. And it's up to you on Holderima.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Any advice? You've been there. Don't fuck with the locals, I would assume.
Yeah, don't mess with the locals. If you don't get yourself some cold weather gear, you're gonna be busier than a one-legged man in an ass kicking contest.
It wasn't on the ship that went down.
Yeah, we got that taken care of.
Well, that's
the very
good.
least.
That's good. Just
You've broken Sarah. You've absolutely
broke
destroyed Sarah.
You got me earlier.
I tell you,
and now it's Sarah.
that place is that place is colder than a witch's tit in a brass bra. You just better be ready.
That's a very oddly specific euphemism.
I've heard
But it's
that one
accurate.
before.
It's
I've heard that one
incredibly
before.
accurate.
Botrin looks down at his
Yeah.
chest and goes,
Yeah, look over, Bartran. Can you confirm that one? No. All right.
Tomax to buy gloves.
Oh, thanks. Well,
Anyway.
I mean, yeah. As far as I'm concerned, I'll go with y'all. I mean, I've seen about everything there is to see here. I'm probably about the first touch person that's existed. You know, I've been moving around for about every 60 years until, you know, shit broke, and then more touch started showing up. But
As Isadora's eating the fried chicken, she's like, honestly, it would be an absolute pleasure to have you around and to be eating food this good. I haven't been able to taste anything in particular in so long, but eating this, it's like I'm alive again.
well, I mean, that's why I make it so good. You know, you can't make a silk purse out of sows here. You got to make real good shit with real good ingredients.
It was a lot of words all at once. Very, very quickly together. I understood some of them.
Ben has a book of Southern sayings that he's just.
Yeah.
It's just
No, these are absolutely grandma-isms that Ben
Yeah.
has heard growing up.
Oh, yeah.
He's just quoting his mom at us right now. I mean, if you don't mind the danger, obviously, you've been there. It's not
Well,
exactly
shoot, I
a,
about near died like 5 or 6 times. Come on.
Right,
we don't want
that's
to make
kind
that
of-
6 or 7.
well,
Well, I'll
Yeah.
tell you what. You know, I'm good enough.
But
If
she's
someone,
like
if
a
someone
cat.
comes to
She's got like 9 lives.
If someone comes to fuck with me, you know, I'll tell them I'll stick my boot up their ass so far they'll be clipping toenails with their teeth if they want to fuck with me. And I got you all to help me out too, so don't you worry.
poet,
I
you're a
believe
poet.
you.
And you know,
I love
we'll
Maribel
keep,
so much.
we'll keep y'all fed and we'll keep y'all happy. Rodden in here, and Rodden just kind of like, yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am. Rodden in here will keep us straight on that ship there, and Shatha's going to support us from the bigger vessel, but we're going to get up there quick, and y'all lead the way, and I'm just ready and excited to see what else is out there, you know. But up in the cold frost of Holderima, y'all need someone to keep your bellies warm, so I decided I'm going with you.
Yay.
No objections.
Thank
I
you.
think.
For those of you, mind you, Maribel showed up episode like 4, I think. Maribel
Is she
was
human?
She was in my session 0.
Maribel was in your session 0. Maribel was a cook for Fort Rawing over on the other side of Katala when these guys were chasing down like the Almafea and learning about Kosoba and that place, and she's the first touch that they encountered. And did you guys ever find out she was touched until like now? I can't remember if you guys
No, we knew.
you guys knew like, oh, because she survived Mitatona. You guys heard about that. Yeah.
Also, I think we
We heard before then, I think,
Yeah.
didn't we?
Told us.
yeah.
She may have just told you. I
Yeah.
can't remember, but she was.
Oh no, the Amafea told us.
Oh yeah, that's right. When the
found
Amafea
out
came back to
about
Visant.
Rodden, and they were like, "Oh yeah, Maribel too," and we were all like, "What?"
Yep, she was she was touched. So she's one of the first touched, and she is, she is a chunky human Southern woman that died probably hundreds of years ago, and nobody knows where from. But she's just been traveling around and enjoying her life since then, or her unlife,
Just chilling.
just chilling.
They tried killing her.
Do we know if she's
She
died
said
at
not
any
today.
previous, like, additional times?
No idea. Nobody's talked to her longer than
I totally
getting her
believe
food
it.
and the sweet tea. Really,
Sure.
the
I
sweet tea
totally
and the
believe
dwarf
it.
with all the dwarf with all the booze, who unfortunately did not make it.
Yeah.
Coltag did not survive.
No.
But you haven't brought that up to her, but she's got, then suddenly, like, as all this, like, nostalgia and thoughts are washing over you, about 6 fried chickens come out and hit the deck with
Oh.
a bunch of fresh bread and mixed vegetables, which she immediately picks up the tray of mixed vegetables and smells it once. She's like, I told you, extra salt and butter on this. Don't you mess around with these people. They need a good meal. They got the road on their bones, and they need to get fattened right back up. So please get extra butter on this, some more salt and pepper, and make it right. And she sends it back to get refreshed with a little extra heartiness. You guys have ale, teas, like the different There are some strong coffees in this region of Katala still. Like, you guys are up in the jungle where it is freshly roasted and traded around here a lot. So there are not only strong coffee beverages, but like a lot of coffee liqueurs go into things that are made around here.
Isadora is interested in procuring a bag of powdered coffee, so that way she can pour it into hot water and it'll just turn into coffee. She doesn't have to brew it.
As you start talking about
like 10 gold on good coffee for this road.
Yeah.
You start talking about what to do, and Maribel just kind of looks. Y'all gonna go try to buy that yourselves? You just tell me what to do. I got you. You trying to let Maribel not take care of you? I mean, shoot, I got a whole budget to just load these ships up with, and y'all got to go across the frozen wasteland. So of course I'm gonna get you whatever the hell you want. And that includes a lot of alcohol and coffee.
My fair, curvaceous woman. How are you doing this? How are you doing this all on your own? Who's taking care of you?
You ever heard of uncapped funds from the Cyorion Adventurers Guild in the city of Busant?
That's a thing?
Very jealous, yes.
I mean,
We have access to that?
I mean, you know.
Well, they do.
I know out there y'all are going to be as hungry as the north end of a southbound mule, so I'm going to keep y'all fed and happy.
I only get hungry because I miss the taste of food.
Well, I got y'all covered. Don't you worry. You just tell me whatever you want, and I got you set up.
Coffee, please.
Yes, please.
Plenty of protein.
Plenty of protein. What else do you think you're going to be eating out there? Dorn, you got more nerve than a long-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chairs. Why don't you just... No, you think I'm not going to feed you any damn protein.
Oh, Maribel, it has been too long. As he's nomming on chicken and just being like, oh, and Butrin, I have a tattoo idea for Speckle.
She pops off with one of these little witticisms. It just actually like blue screen Soren. He's just...
After Isadora has a whole bottle to herself, you see her kind of like just take off her upper layers, so she's in like her iconic like vest button thing with the arms, you know, she just kind of does a little like stretch and you see the muscles glistening. Can I have another bottle?
Kind of about that time, Rodden like rolls up with all of the new fits from Miss Sam that Sam has provided us. Jay Ritchie, thanks for the 4 month streak. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate you hanging out with us.
Cool.
Hey.
You get the new outfits, the winter outfits. Rodney kind of lays them out. These were prepared for you. You guys all have strong winter clothing now, which while wearing strong winter clothing, if you are wearing it in any weather that is not below freezing, you run risk of heat exhaustion, so it'll actually exhaust you. But whilst wearing this clothing, you have magical resistance to cold damage. Cool. And you can survive sub-freezing temperatures with no special survival rolls. These will keep you warm and well regulated, and you have resistance to even magical cold damage.
Fuck yeah.
Rad.
Huzzah.
So everybody has special like their custom winter clothing that gives you guys these special resistances. And we end today's session on the scene of the Tipsy Mermaid as you are all enjoying a meal with Maribel and Rodnan. Well, Maribel and Shoutha giving Rodnan no end of shit as you guys prepare for the journey across the sea to Holdariva. So we'll catch you guys next week. Thanks everybody for hanging out with us. Next week as we head to Holdariva, this really interesting place. I don't know of many other places that have a frozen ring around the exterior of them, but you guys are the first people to go explore this whole frozen wasteland.
Oh god.
Yay.
The home of the frost giants, the home of the Markradon, and hopefully some answers as to where Amana's got her troops coming from out here. So thanks everybody for hanging out. Have a great night. Bye everybody. Thanks for another great session, folks. We'll see you next week.
Bye, Mom.
Bye.
Bye, Mom.
Bye, Mom.